Good morning. It is 7 a.m. I'm on time. It's May 8th, 2019. This is Bev. This is the Bev D Show. Little thing I got going on here. And good morning. It's Wednesday, I think. Tuesday, Wednesday. See, I do that. For the love of God. I just got a lot going on. It's, you know what? We're on the right side of the grass. I think it's Wednesday. That'll work. Because this week happens to be flying by as opposed to the past few. And here's why. I got a lot going on. We've got some moving going on. We've got a trip coming up. We got a surgery coming up. I just going to be going to see my daughters this weekend. Just all kinds of things going on. So that really makes time fly. And as you know, I've been talking about time quite a bit. Yesterday, I spent some time reading Time by Pink Floyd. And, you know, we grew up with that song and it was been in our ears, and we've been listening to the great lyrics and music by Pink Floyd for decades. But when I was doing some research for a project I'm working on, and I wanted to, I wanted to find that song and listen to it, it brought a whole new meaning. In fact, crazy, it made me weep. Anybody that knows me, I am a big crybaby. I am very sentimental and very sensitive to the universe, very intuitive. And at the time when we're all blazing and having fun and listening to that song years ago, we didn't really quite understand that message, I'm sure, because we thought we had the rest of our lives to watch decades. 10 years pass by. That's the line that gets me every time. So yesterday, thank you, Todd, so much for being on the show. It is going to be something we're doing, Tuesdays with Todd. And it's a little bit of a different thing rather than me just talking and having different kinds of guests on. Todd has had a very special journey. He was an addict, or I don't know how they call it now. They are constantly in recovery. He said yesterday was his 1700th day of being sober. He is he is constantly, from what I understand, and I do try and understand because it has been in my family, he is in constant recovery mode and preparation for the next day and getting through it without needing a substance. So he was on the show, excuse me, and he was talking about a thing called Hope United. And this is something that a couple of people put together for folks who are in recovery and need help. They need help from everything from balancing their checkbook to cooking, taking care of themselves, that sort of thing. So he is, that's a new quest of his. So he has taken his flight, if you will, of recovery and, wraps his arms around different projects, goes and speaks to people who are going through the same thing that he had fought for years. Todd is my nephew, my brother's son, who years ago passed away. And it's just really quite universe bringing two people together, like, if you will, as we try and figure out what we're doing on this show. We know we might be making a difference. I've gotten some private messages and some emails, and I want to thank you guys for that. Anyone who's listening to the show, please follow. It's also on Facebook. We're just, what it does is if you go to the website of the Bev D Show and you follow it, it will come up in your email every time I go live, because while I try to do this live at 7 o'clock Monday through Friday, sometimes I just get a little urge and I need to do it earlier, maybe because of travel. Like last week when my daughter was graduating, I had to do it a little bit early. So please do that. And if it, did something, inspired you or touched your heart and you think you know someone that it might help them, please share it. That's all we're doing. Todd and I were talking about it yesterday. If we can help one, that would be great. When you're on this earth and you're figuring out what in the world is going on and you got your careers and your families and everything else, and life just sort of takes a hold of you and it doesn't stop. People refer to it a lot of times like a train. You better get on. You better get on, you better hold on, and you better figure out what you're going to do. And yeah, people say, oh, you put so much pressure on that. Yeah, yes, I am putting pressure on you. Wake up, get busy, figure it out. Because if you think that you got the rest of your life to figure it out, it's so much more enriching if you can help somebody. I'm not saying do anything grand. I'm not saying, you have to put all kinds of pressure. Hold a door open. Do that for a day. Smile at somebody. Just see how many people you can get to smile back at you in a day. We need some of that in this world. Because you know what? It's easy to hate. It's so easy to be mad. It's so easy to look at what isn't in this world than what is. And we can get caught up and carried away thinking our opinion matters and we're so entitled. Bring it together. And yeah, our opinion does matter. And okay, fine. You want to have some entitlement? All right, do that. But also mix in some kindness and some goodness along the way. Sounds corny, sounds silly. It's supposed to. Because being kind and loving and silly is corny, and I like it that way. Just saying. So, yeah. Thank you, Todd. Can't wait for next week. Next week's a big week for me. I'm traveling, and we have our surgery in the family. So, just bring it on. We got this. So, I'm all over the place. As you can tell, I've had my coffee. It was kind of a little bit of a weird day. I actually got to sleep in until 5:45. Yeah, that's sleeping in. That was pretty fun, actually, getting a little bit of extra rest. But what it did is it got me all fired up even before I had my coffee. So, sorry, here it comes. So I was thinking about different things. I really do. I kind of make notes and I plan out, okay, this is something I can talk about on Monday, and this is something I want to talk about because this has been in the making, you guys. It's been up in my brain for years. And I met Tim back in September, and he understood my passion and my love for wanting to do this. And that was it. The next thing I knew, a microphone showed up. The next thing I knew, cables showed up. The next thing I knew, we were buying another computer. And for Christmas, I got this little beautiful microphone and all of these gizmos and gadgets to make this work. And so I needed that. I needed that kind of support and help because I don't have a clue. I'm the kind of person that calls IT and they say, did you turn it on? Well, yeah, I did turn it on. So I don't have any idea of that kind of stuff. All I know is this came together. And it's great therapy for me as well as hearing the feedback from you guys. I really do appreciate it. So I do try and plan out. But sometimes, just like anything else in our lives, when we plan, God says, hang on, I got something else in mind. And he throws, another item in the way for you to figure out what to do with it, or a thought, or a human being. And you get to meet someone. And I talked to you guys earlier about the woman with the locket and how a simple little encounter at a jewelry counter I still haven't forgotten it. I read to you my divine this week. That was a woman standing under my tree in my front yard, and that turned into a divine experience where she was sending me a message. And I look at stuff like that. So the show is, I just want you to kind of think about that. Oh, wait, was that a missed experience? Did I just miss out on something there? So wake up, open your eyes, open your ears, and become sensitive to the universe and let it kind of guide you along the way, because really cool stuff can happen if you do that. So I was thinking about, okay, so on Monday something really weird happened at work, and it got me in the pit of my stomach, got my heart racing. I was a little upset, and I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a pause and a recommendation. I was at work and I was not happy, and I don't know why, but this joke came into my head. It's an oldie, but all I need to hear is horse walks into a bar, and I start laughing. And I can turn my very best friend from tears into laughter just thinking about that joke. And it's the old joke of a horse. A horse walks into a bar and the bartender says, "Why the long face?" Now, I know very few jokes that are funnier than that. Or the three-legged dog that walks into the bar and he says, "I'm looking for the man that shot my paw." I mean, that is just good stuff. So I just wanted to give you that little prescription for I mean, it's making me laugh now. Oh my God. For when you're having a bad day, to interject that. So write it on a little note and then just remember this silly little podcast where somebody recommended that to you. It works every time for me. Then I started thinking about cologne. And I don't know why, so these are just random thoughts coming together here, and then I promise I'll get back on track. But while we were talking about a train and possibly derailing, that's what's happening here. So I started thinking about cologne, and if you have a partner, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, a wife, that really is a partnership effort. I know women that say, I like it. He doesn't, but I do. And I just want to kind of press the reset on that and really give it some thought to my female friends as to how important it is for him to like it and like the way, this beautiful signature scent that you have. I personally have fallen in love with some men's colognes because it's something that we both like. So if you're sitting next to someone or they're holding you or, that kind of thing and you have a romantic moment, you want both of you to have a wonderful scent that you both enjoy. So when you're going shopping and you're doing your cologne shopping and that kind of stuff, because everybody wants to smell good. I mean, it's aromatherapy. It's like one of the most important accessories you put on before you leave for the day. It's you. So find that signature scent. But just a recommendation there, to find something that you both like. So there's a thought. Just putting that out there again. And so the other random thought that I had, and how silly it is, because I picked up my Excedrin bottle today because I do love Excedrin, and I was looking at it. And did you ever notice selling words, like words that they think are going to get us to buy more or definitely buy me? So you've got all this C. Oh, sorry, little runaway microphone. He does that sometimes. He's not really running away. The microphone actually is trying to get closer, and it's tipping. So that's what that noise was. But I was thinking about new and improved. Extreme pain relief. New packaging. I love that one. What was going on with the other packaging? And new. I said the new and improved. And try it now for free, or try it now for 30 days, money back. And while I'm sort of making fun of these, they really do work. Because if you're standing there and you've got a migraine and you're looking at all of the medicines, you're gonna fall for that extreme word, or extra strength kind of thing. Look at the ingredients. There isn't more of anything. I think the one type of medicine that I used to, when I would go for the extreme with Excedrin, is it had more caffeine. Because caffeine is something that they give you, even if you go to the hospital, they'll give to you, if you have a migraine, they'll give you some intravenously to try and get rid of that. But pay attention. And I think it's interesting. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that in your selling world, and as you're talking to people, and either you're selling yourself, presenting yourself, packaging yourself in a beautiful suit, and that sort of thing, think about how you are looking at yourself. Are you new and improved? Do you have new packaging you want people to know about? Are you the type of person that has suddenly given yourself, maybe you've lost a little bit of weight, or maybe you want to lose a little bit of weight, or maybe you're draping clothes over you to hide the weight that you gained? That was me a couple of years ago. So now that I've, lost the weight and I feel